If you're new to social media, here's a strategy that can get you traction so quickly. The school bus boys have been doing this. There's a guy that's like building an underground tunnel under his house that's doing this. I'm doing this, and I'm gonna show you exactly how it works and how you can implement it like today. The best thing that you can do to create traction for your social media immediately is to document a series. So something that I'm doing is I am documenting my way to my wedding. It's happening on August 1st, but the twist in what I'm doing with my wedding is that I'm selling tickets to it. It's kind of controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it, which is what's creating all the buzz in this content. So every day I do a video that says day 1 of selling tickets to my wedding, day 2 of selling tickets to my wedding, and I just kind of tell the story for that day. What I'm also doing at the end of each video is I'm creating a cliffhanger for what I'm going to talk about in the next video. So I'm like, tomorrow I'm going to tell you about the one comment that almost shut the whole thing down. And then maybe the next cliffhanger is, and tomorrow I'll tell you about the quote that I got that made me want to sell my kidney. So every day I'm giving them a cliffhanger and a reason to come back. And so every single day, people are following along this series, kind of like how you would follow along your favorite Netflix show. We want to think about our content in terms of like a story arc, the same way that TV shows and movies are able to capture our attention and keep us coming back and even have us craving more. Netflix changed everything when they allowed us to binge watch shows, that they allowed us to spend hours watching that we were almost like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow's definitely going to suck. As compared to appointment television where we had to keep coming back every single week for more. Now your audience can binge watch a lot of your content that you've previously watched because you have this storyline threading it together, and they're on the edge of their seat to keep watching further. When you have an audience that's watching all of your content, they keep coming back for more, increases your average view per viewer, that's how the algorithms actually push out your content to more people, because they see that people are watching so many videos, they're not just a one and done. The worst kind of content you can create is the one and done content where they come in and maybe it's like how to change the oil in your car video, and they're like, great, got the answer, okay, see you never. This is such a great hack to get momentum for your content really fast. Now, to come up with what your series of content should be, first of all, take a look at just what you're naturally doing. What's the day-to-day stuff? What's the mountain you're climbing? What's the goal that you're building towards that people might want to follow along for that journey? For example, my fiance, Steve Larsen, he did a series like this a couple years ago when he first left his job. He left his 9-to-5 and he planted this stake in the ground saying, I'm going to figure out how to make $1 million. Follow along with me for the journey and I'm going to share with you what I'm doing along the way. Now, what that does is an audience who's also inspired by that, maybe they're in their 9-to-5 or maybe they just started a business and they also have a similar goal, they're going to follow for that journey so that they can see, what is he doing? Can I learn from his mistakes? Can I follow and be able to cut corners and succeed faster than what I would do on my own? It also helps if you can add some disruption into it. So this journey that you're on, this goal you're going after, this thing that you're creating, it should be something that people can resonate with, but also that people can have opinions around. So for example, with Steve Larsen leaving his 9-to-5, going after $1 million, there can definitely be people that are like, that'll never work, haha, loser, and they watch because they almost want to see him fail. But there's also the people that watch it aspirationally thinking, wait, if he can do it, so can I? With my series documenting how I'm selling tickets to my wedding, I mean, I think you can see the disruption right in that sentence. It hasn't been done before, at least not well, and people are watching for both reasons. They want to see if I'll succeed, they want to see if I'll fail. And honestly, I lean into that controversy because that's what's going to create more viewership, and I believe in what I'm doing, so if I get some negativity in the comments, that actually makes it even better. Let me show you what I'm doing as a further example. So every day, I'm posting day 1 of selling tickets to my wedding, day 2, day 3, day 4, and every day I just add a new part to the storyline. So there's this whole story arc. There's also character development, getting to know me, maybe also getting to know other characters that I bring in, like Steven or our wedding planner or the performer that's going to be at the wedding. I'm adding in these different pieces so that there's more reasons for them to follow along. So let me show you an example. So check this one out. Day 3 of selling tickets to my wedding. There was a time, let's call it 48 hours ago, when I reached out to Benson Boone's team to see if he would sing the first dance song at our wedding. So let me show you what I did here. So I introduced every day the same. Day 3 of selling tickets to my wedding, because it's carrying along that storyline. But I also make sure that day 3 of selling tickets to my wedding, that alone is a hook right there. For people that either have been following or are new to this, there's the response of, wait, what? She's selling tickets to her wedding? Tell me more. I'm gonna keep watching. At the beginning of the video, I show some humor, I'm poking fun at myself, and then I go straight into the story. I don't wanna give too much of the backstory because for people that keep watching it every single day, if they have to hear it all over again, they're gonna lose interest and they're gonna tap out. But I'm still gonna weave the storyline into what's coming in each day. So in this day, I'm talking about how I asked Benson Boone to perform at our wedding. What that's also doing is it's leveraging someone else's credibility. So for people that know Benson Boone or even don't know Benson Boone, they are like, who's this person? Tell me more. It sounds like Marley's really interested in this. For people that know Benson Boone, we're like, oh my gosh, you asked him. For people that didn't, they actually told me that they went to his profile and started commenting on things saying, you should perform at Marley's wedding. Wouldn't that be crazy if that worked to get him? Who knows? Let's keep watching. I'll show you what else that I'm doing that's raising the stakes and creating the storyline for people to keep watching. Just a song, the song. I dreamed of his song Before You being my first dance song for years before I even got engaged. I have been following his music since his... So see how I'm also adding in these overlays in the editing? So it's keeping the viewer's attention. If it was just me on screen and maybe the captions, I don't know if it would keep people's attention. We have really short attention spans. So even you'll notice I have very subtle attention resets in there. I'll put a picture, I'll zoom in a little bit, I'll zoom out a little bit. Early TikTok days. So here I am, delusional optimist, thinking I'll just send a good old DM to his team, that I'll charm them with my TikTok era loyalty and get a quote somewhere between, wow, she's a real one, and sure, we'll do it for the vibes. So something that I'm doing here is I'm really showing personality. Something that people can do accidentally when they start filming content is they'll turn into this like news anchor and they'll be like, bah, 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 today I'm going to tell you about. When I'm filming, I imagine that I'm talking to one person. I think of that person in my mind, that it's someone that I love, that I'm comfortable with, that I can be absolutely ridiculously delusionally myself. And I lean into that like times 10. Because why not? He just performed at Coachella, this 3-day wedding festival. In this clip, I on purpose left some of the background music of him performing at this festival so that it also created another attention reset for the viewer to like hear something different now, and also that they might recognize his music if they didn't realize, oh, that's Benson Boone? Well, it's basically Vowchella. Okay, Vowchella, every time I talk about that in my social media content and I compare my wedding to be like a music festival and I call it Vowchella, it's gotten great responses. So when I see that people are in my comments and they're commenting on a specific thing, I will continue to bring that back into my content like a pattern, because if I see it's working, do more of it. Then the email came. So see how I actually on purpose left some pause here. The email came and I pause for the dramatic effect, and then I'm also showing the emotion because I want the audience to like contagiously feel that emotion too. His team responded. 2.5 million. 2.5 million. See how I zoomed in on each one? Like it was such a subtle, you might not even realize that I did it, but when I zoom in on each word, it's emphasizing what I want the audience to care about. Dollars. He is talented, he's famous, he is emotionally devastating in falsetto, but $2.5 million. Turns out, supporting an artist since TikTok does nothing to qualify you for a friends and family discount. So for a solid 10 minutes, I spiraled. I even Googled, how much is a kidney worth? See how easy it was that I just put, like, I actually Googled how much is a kidney worth, and then I screenshotted and highlighted what they said for another little emphasis on the joke. And for obvious reasons, and Steven talking me off the ledge, I decided I will not be going that route. So no organ selling, but this little setback did remind me that when you are building something rare, you better be ready to ask for things that sound half genius, half psychotic, even if you get laughed out of the inbox, and even if the only person who claps is your mom. Something that I'm doing here too is in this script, I'm also addressing the objections that they might have. Someone watching this might be like, this is ridiculous. Did she actually think that she could reach out to Benson Boone, who has like bajillions of followers, and he would perform at her wedding? And I'm like, yeah, I shot my shot. And also, how crazy was that? Like, I'm saying it before they are. So if they also say it in the comments and like try to be negative or whatever, I'm like, cool. I'm trying to show you that I can do something crazy, and who knows if it's gonna work, but this is part of putting yourself out there. So if you ever feel like this, what comment am I gonna get that they're gonna think this? You could actually just address it before they do. I think the good stuff lives in the DMs that you're scared to send. And believe me, I have sent 1,000 at this point while curled up in a ball and then sent some more. This is a rare wedding brought to you by delusion, ambition, and whatever's left on my Amex. Tomorrow. So now here's where I do the cliffhanger for the next day. Watch this and see how you respond to that you might think, oh, I want to see that. And if it's already out, they can actually go watch it, or they follow so that they can keep coming back for more. Tomorrow, I'll tell you what happened when I changed the ticket pricing and accidentally triggered a mini riot in my DMs. Apparently too cheap is a problem now. Stay tuned. Now also see how I wrote comment, crash the party to join us. I also set this up with a ManyChat automation so that when people comment, crash the party, it automatically sends them the link to buy a ticket. I do have another video on my channel about how to set up these ManyChat automations that you can check out too. And so as you can see, I'm posting these videos every day. Right now, at the time that I'm filming this, I'm on day 5. I'm about to post day 6 today. And every day it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. The stakes are raised, the storyline gets even more outrageous, and people are starting to share it. People are buying tickets, and it's working. I'd love to hear what series of content you think that you can create. So comment below. I would love to even brainstorm with you. Be sure to follow my series. It might be able to give you some more ideas. You might see the story arc being created, the cliffhangers. I think that to be a good content creator, you have to be a good content consumer, meaning you're studying what works and what doesn't. And if you want to come to my wedding, I'll put that link below too.